Meteorologist Joe Winters here in the TV9 newsroom. Want to just kind of go through the severe weather threat that we have that begins on Friday and continues for the upcoming weekend. Kind of walk through some timing, walk through some of the threats as we know them right now, and we'll continue to do that tomorrow morning again with Corey to give you an update before that first round moves in Friday night. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have first of all as our setup. And indeed, we are looking at an area of low pressure right now that's back off across areas of the plains. By 10 o'clock, that warm front starts to extend from Kansas through areas of Missouri as well as Arkansas. Ahead of that warm front, the first round of showers and storms is likely to develop. You'll also notice there was some pretty strong winds. They increased today, and with that tight pressure gradient, as the isobars are packed across the upper Midwest and plains, we have more strong winds expected. That in itself, with the frontal systems in the area, areas of low pressure moving through and the instability available and moisture, has prompted the Storm Prediction Center to post a severe risk for Friday, as well as Saturday, as well as Sunday. And we'll take a closer look at these as well here in eastern Iowa. But again, keep that in mind. It's a 3-day severe risk as it stands right now across portions or all of the TV9 viewing area. Let's look at the first. This is Friday, and we'll walk through pinpoint futurecasts very slowly so that you can get some timing. You'll notice as we head toward midnight, we're pretty quiet. Now we head toward 6 a.m. and there are some showers and storms that develop. Now these storms will be non-severe as they move in. By noon, we still have some scattered showers and storms around, and not expecting those to be strong to severe yet either. Certainly some heavy rain, some gustier winds, or some small hail always possible, along with some lightning, but not severe. What we'll watch as we head into the evening, notice by 6 o'clock that line forming from, near Ames all the way back toward Des Moines, just beginning to enter portions of eastern Iowa. That's the line that would bring us any severe threat tomorrow, and that would be, as we see, starting around 6 p.m. going until about 9 or 10 o'clock as those storms continue to move off toward the east and northeast and move out. The threats with that certainly could be any type of severe weather that we've seen across the area, which includes the possibility of some large hail in some of the storms and damaging winds. The tornado threat really looks to be off to the west, isolated. It's a non-zero threat, but that threat probably for Friday is a bit farther off toward the west. There you notice a little closer look. Waterloo to Cedar Rapids to Iowa City. Just west of that is where that risk has been posted, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of an isolated storm a little farther east. They will be in a weakening phase though, so from a severe weather standpoint, that doesn't help the storm stay strong. Farther west, where you see the enhanced risk back across southwestern Iowa, the best chance. If we do see severe weather on Friday, here's your severe weather threats. High wind and large hail would be the primary threats in eastern Iowa. As you can see, the tornadic threat is less, and you'll notice a heavy rain threat across all of the viewing area. That heavy rain threat promises to be with us all the way through the upcoming weekend, where we could receive maybe 2 to 4 inches of rain, and depending on how fast it falls at any one time, it could also lead to some areas of flash flooding. We'll talk a little more about that a little bit later. Severe weather potential on Saturday. There you go. Now there's going to be a boundary in the area, a frontal system, and as we see a quiet, for the most part, day on Saturday, it's late in the afternoon that along that boundary, maybe 4 o'clock or so, we could see some storms develop. Again, large hail, damaging wind, isolated tornado could be possible with those storms, and then it moves in as we head through from western Iowa into the northeast as well, developing along that boundary. Here you go. There you go at noon on Saturday, still pretty quiet. So much of the daytime quiet. Here's your 4 o'clock picture. You notice that line kind of trying to develop, but back across southwestern Iowa, a little better chance. That moves off to the east-northeast, and that from 4, 9, 10 o'clock is the one that gives us the best chance of severe weather, and then some overnight heavy rains in spots of eastern Iowa as the storms move over the same area. Now, on Sunday, there is also a severe threat. See across eastern Iowa, parts of Illinois and Wisconsin now. If storms can develop in this area, and it really depends, and all of our activity as we head through the next several days really depend on how the atmosphere recovers from each wave of storm that moves through. If storms can develop on Sunday, that severe threat will be present as well because that boundary is still with us. Now, as we watch the weekend, you do see the Sunday storm system, and that's the area of low pressure that moves off to the east-northeast. We're still, again, in a prime spot if we get storms to develop for enough lift and instability to allow some of those to turn severe, and then that low moves out, a few isolated showers early on Monday, and this storm system comes to an end. But a real heavy rain threat certainly across portions portions of Iowa, as we can see, up to 4 inches possible in portions of Iowa, depending on exactly where those storms develop. Certainly something well worth keeping track of. We need the rain, but if it comes down heavy and fast, some of that can run off as well. Now, flash flood potential is with us, and that's across the entire state, because the entire state has that possibility of giving heavy rains in a very short period of time. How do you receive information? Here's what you need to do. Have multiple ways of getting severe weather information. You need information available everywhere and all the time as we move through tomorrow evening all the way through our Sunday. And as far as the sirens, those are meant for outdoor warnings only, so don't count on that for an indoor warning. They are an outdoor warning system. The weather radio transmitter, NOAA Weather Radio, not offline anymore in Cedar Rapids. Good news is it is now in operation, but you always want to have multiple other ways to receive warnings. One of those, of course, is the TV9 First Alert Weather app. If you haven't downloaded it, make sure you do, and make sure you have your location services turned on so it can find you and give you those warnings automatically. Of course, on kcrg.com, we are there with live streaming information as well as our articles about the storms, more on the timing. You can subscribe to Weather Call Next Gen, which is a personal phone call that you will get to your phone based on your location if any weather or warning is issued for your area. Of course, as you know, we are live streaming, and that also includes our severe weather coverage as well as our weather discussions and NOAA Weather Radio. That's the other one. And again, it is now working in Cedar Rapids across eastern Iowa, so make sure that weather radio is set with a battery, plugged in and ready to go. What should you do during a warning? Well, if a warning is issued in your area, go to your safe place immediately, lowest level, interior room, cover yourself with blankets or pillows, stay there until the threat has passed. Getting updated information from the weather app, where we'll be streaming, as well as from the NOAA Weather Radio. If you happen to be on the go, what do you need to think about? Getting into a sturdy building. Don't park under an overpass, bridges, or stay safe in a low-lying, flat area. Watch out for flying debris. That's the biggest danger if you are outside. And of course, use your arms to protect your head and neck if you do get caught outside. We'll hear the term watches and warnings all the way through our severe weather season. A watch means severe weather is possible. It means know what to do, be prepared. It covers a large area and can go for several hours. And a warning, of course, means that something is occurring or radar has indicated that it could occur and it's going to move through your area. Watch for the part of the county that polygon is issued for, and that means that's the time that you should take action. So let's quickly once again run through the timing for you on Friday's storm. Friday, as we said, for the most part, daytime hours, I think non-severe, but scattered showers and storms do remain with us. As that area of low pressure moves closer, the warm front moves farther to the north, we get a line developing west and southwest about 6, and continuing as we head through the evening hours with that potential for some severe weather. Saturday morning is quiet. As we head into Saturday, a second round of severe weather, certainly a possibility along with some heavier rains. Most of the daytime hours dry, but you notice that line starting or trying to develop around 4 o'clock or so, continuing then from southwest to northeast, lifting through as we head through the evening, early nighttime hours, and that again brings that severe threat as well as a heavy rain threat to all of eastern Iowa. So certainly it's a situation where you want to remain weather aware. You want to be aware of what you need to do if a warning is issued, where you're going to be. Definitely download that app, have it with you. Make sure you have multiple ways to receive severe weather information as those storms develop, so you'll be safe wherever you are across portions of eastern Iowa. That's it right now. Of course, we have updates on our newscasts, updates on our website, all of our apps as well, and Corey will join you with another live weather discussion tomorrow morning. Always keep it here on your trusted local news and weather source, KCRG TV 9.